The launch of a new restaking protocol, Symbiotic, on the 11th of June marks the start of the restaking wars between Symbiotic and EigenLayer. Even though they may be saying that there is room for both of them, it seemingly feels like a proxy war between Paradigm and A16Z, and in this video we're gonna go over that and what are the implications for you and for me. Before we explore the situation, we need to make clear what we mean by liquid staking and liquid restaking, or just restaking actually. So, liquid staking is the idea of taking ETH and staking it and getting a liquid token in return. Then you can go ahead and trade this token so that your capital is not locked. The examples, the most famous one is Lido Finance and Rocket Pool and some other pools as well. They're pretty big. But Lido is a big player, and remember this one because it's going to come up later on as well. Restaking allows you to take either native ETH or already staked ETH that you staked, let's say, with Lido, and then stake it again to provide security for some third-party applications that are built on Ethereum as well. So it's kind of reusing the staked tokens for another staking and providing security for other apps. So it's kind of Ethereum aligned, but allows you to earn higher yield, albeit there is also higher risk. The main example is EigenLayer. EigenLayer is a restaking protocol. It's like the main infrastructure. And on top of EigenLayer, you can actually have the liquid restaking protocols. It may sound a little convoluted, and it is, but thanks to this extra rewards opportunity and new ways of farming, this raised a lot of interest among participants in the whole crypto sphere. So EigenLayer, being the first protocol, it launched just over a year ago, it gained significant popularity and is now the second largest protocol on Ethereum, right after Lido. Its TVL is $15 billion and Lido is just $30 billion. By all metrics of success, EigenLayer is doing very well for itself, and right alongside its TVL, you can also see its recent funding round in February this year from A16Z for $100 million. You may think, oh, wow, that's a great VC, but there is actually more to it. According to CoinDesk rumors, Paradigm also approached one of the co-founders of EigenLayer, Sriram, before the funding round was announced, and actually Sriram refused their offer in favor of A16Z. What did Paradigm do next? It invested directly into an EigenLayer competitor, a new thing, a cool new kid on the block, Symbiotic. There is one more interesting investor in this 5.8 funding round, and that is Cyberfund. Cyberfund was funded by Lido's co-founders, and Paradigm is one of the lead investors in Lido and is also a lead investor in Symbiotic. So you can think of it as like a coalition between Paradigm, Symbiotic, and Lido, a symbiosis, duh, and A16Z and EigenLayer on the other side. So why would Lido be interested in this kind of thing? In fact, Lido saw a competition and very heavy rival in EigenLayer, because it's been seeing some downturn of its market share of the total Ethereum staking ecosystem. And in fact, that potentially may be because people were choosing to stake their native ETH with EigenLayer instead. And in fact, native ETH is the main asset that comprises EigenLayer TVL. So there is a straight up rivalry between the two. And Lido and Paradigm, they kind of wanted to catch up on this restaking, and they did not want to lose out to EigenLayer. Basically, Symbiotic is like a response attack of Paradigm and Lido to EigenLayer and A16Z. And this seemingly has been a very successful attack, very successful attempt to undermine and challenge EigenLayer supremacy in the restaking field. If you have a look, it just launched on June 11th, 2024, and locked 240 million in 24 hours. Many liquid restaking protocols that previously launched on EigenLayer, such as EtherFi or Renzen, are now also launching on Symbiotic, so people can choose both. You can see how kind of this complexity arises and how these protocols probably are benefiting the most from going ahead and spreading their tentacles into both protocols. But I mean, it's good for us as well. But a more interesting and bigger player that initially wanted to launch on EigenLayer but is now switching to Symbiotic is Ethena. Ethena is seen as one of the most utilizable, how do you even say, but you know what I mean, like the biggest, most important projects on Ethereum, and it used to want to go with EigenLayer, but now is choosing to go to Symbiotic. and they're citing several reasons for that, which are kind of sensible. Symbiotic offers broader asset support and accepts any ERC20 tokens across networks. In comparison, EigenLayer offers just a few staked Ethereum derivatives. Then the second point, there are 4 in total, is customization. Symbiotic offers a higher customization of what you would like to be doing in there, in comparison to EigenLayer, which is kind of a more standardized approach, which offers more consistency but is less adaptable. The third thing is the security of smart contracts. EigenLayer has upgradable smart contracts. That means there is a DAO that can take certain decisions that will make certain changes to the core protocol of EigenLayer. Symbiotic, on the other hand, does not have upgradability, and its core contracts are non-upgradable, which kind of mitigates the risks that some people see in having the DAO governing. And difference number 4, that is potentially an advantage of Symbiotic, depending on how you look at it, it's its integration model. It is permissionless in Symbiotic, so any app can go ahead and integrate on Symbiotic, whereas on EigenLayer there is a curated approach. It allows more control, but it limits ecosystem growth. In other terms, EigenLayer and Symbiotic are actually very similar, and long story short, they're both restaking protocols. And why would Lido want to be involved with the restaking protocols if they saw a threat in EigenLayer? Why would they want to support Symbiotic? Well, there is kind of a difference in there. EigenLayer supports native staked ETH, so you can go ahead and stake your native ETH, whereas Symbiotic only supports staked ETH already, liquid staked tokens. So you will have to go and, let's say, stake your ETH with Lido first, and then stake it with Symbiotic. And it also is part of the Lido Alliance that was formed in May already this year. And Symbiotic is kind of used to promote Lido as the main liquid staked ETH. One of the other participants of this alliance is Mellow Protocol. Mellow is a liquid restaking protocol like EtherFi, but it only works on Symbiotic and not on EigenLayer, whereas EtherFi works on both. And Mellow's aim is also to help promote Lido staked ETH as the main restaking asset. So what are the implications of this paradigm Lido symbiosis with Symbiotic and A16z and EigenLayer? Well, first of all, it may speed up the launches of both Eigen token and Symbiotic token. Because of the competitive pressure, Symbiotic might want to rush to launch its token right before EigenLayer, and as rumor has it, no financial advice, they might launch their token in the end of summer, whereas EigenLayer is set to launch around September, so we'll see who goes first. The second implication is that Symbiotic may be offering a very great option for new airdrop farmers who are looking to cultivate even more points. So, in April, EigenLayer's long-awaited initial airdrop failed to meet the expectations of users, as you can see on some Twitter sentiment. So people are putting more effort into Symbiotic right now, and it's even easier when there are even more partnerships going on, and there are like 3x points from that, 3x points for staking with us. So because of this competition, the projects are trying to offer more rewards for users, which is good for us ultimately. Long story short, make sure Symbiotic is also on your radar, because restaking seemingly is a very hot trend. Let me know in the comments if you'd like a video about Karak as well. That is the third largest and the last player in the field. That's it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.